Drake just dropped 3 new songs to his 100 Gigs collection. That is his second 3-pack. And in my opinion, these are the 3 best songs we've heard from him since the Kendrick battle. We, of course, got Blue, Green, Red. We got Housekeeping Knows. We got It's Up. And then these new 3 songs, No Face, SOD, and Circadian Rhythm, which was formerly titled The Language 2, just dropped. And I believe these are going to continue. I don't think Drake's stopping. I think he said there's more gigs for your head top, and he continues to go on this run of proving why people loved him and reminding people the journey they've been on with his music. But that is not necessarily what this video is about. This video is going to be about breaking down these 3 songs, what they mean, the hidden meanings within them, whether or not he is talking to Kendrick, A$AP, The Weeknd, Rick Ross, Metro, Future, or all of the above in some of these songs, and whether or not he is hinting at not being done when it comes to this battle. I personally do not think we will see necessarily sparring on record the same way that we did ever again. I don't think we'll be ever seeing direct shots again from Kendrick's side personally. But I do think that the subs will continue. I thought Drake was maybe going to stay away from them, but it seems like just even the title of this song lets you know that Drake is going to continue his Subliminal run, which he normally does. This isn't necessarily anything new when it comes to Drake. But let me introduce myself for those of you who don't know who I am. My name is Jeremy Hecht. Welcome to my channel. We talk about hip-hop, we talk about lyrics, we focus on the music and the relationships between some of the biggest artists in the world when it comes to hip-hop. So that's what we're doing right now. I have a podcast on Hip Hop DX with Elliot Wilson and DJ Head called The Bigger Picture that some of you guys might recognize me from. And I want to start doing these videos. Maybe we'll call it The Medium Picture or something like that. But I want to start doing these once a week or so just to give people a little bit more of my opinion and expand on things that I'm unable to on the podcast, because there's 3 of us and there's a lot to talk about. And sometimes people have hit me up and asked me my opinion on certain things. So let me know in the comments if you'd want more of these, the structure of them, if there's topics you want me to cover, and I'd be happy to add those to the queue. And I keep saying I want to do these about once a week, so I'm gonna try my best to do a video a week, but don't hold me accountable necessarily right off the bat until I get a rhythm, because I have been trying to do this for a while. But I appreciate all 11,000 people who are subscribed to the channel, and let's get into the song lyrics. So we can start right here. We can start with No Face. I thought that this was an interesting song for a few reasons, but I did like how he referenced No Face, because of course you have the no face, no case meaning to it, but there's also, if you guys remember, this Drake picture at the Michael Rubin party where everyone was kind of clowning Drake's image. They all said that Drake looked stressed. They said that at this party Drake looked like he hadn't slept. They said that Drake looked like he aged 50 years. And basically they were saying that Drake looked like Kendrick did a number on him. And so it's interesting that people kind of took that and ran with it and used this as a narrative. He does look not great here. It does look like he hasn't slept. And Drake is basically saying in this song that they're going to be overanalyzing everything he does, even down to his facial expressions. He says, I can't be showing no stress in my face. So I thought that was a cool flip. I'm not mad at that. I thought that was an interesting way to address the fact that everyone's going to be overanalyzing his moves. I did really like the first verse on this song. It was one of the better Drake verses we've heard in a while, in my opinion, but he definitely is addressing a lot on this verse. He says, dudes got lit off the features I skated on. I gotta know how you get lit off of the dude that you hating on. So right here off the bat, first verse, he's addressing the Drake hate train. He's addressing the 20v1. He's still kind of going at, and rightfully so. I mean, he is probably very annoyed at all of these people who he did help out to some degree. And, not to say that they owe him anything or that they owe him forever, because clearly things happened in the background and there was women involved and there was things that are going to get naturally in between. But when he does say things like, you know, how do you get lit off the dude that you hated on, and you got lit off features I skated on? There are a lot of people that could relate to. I don't necessarily think he's talking to Kendrick with the first part of that bar, because Kendrick was lit long before Drake's feature for him, although Kendrick's feature on Take Care did help his career, and Drake did take him and A$AP Rocky on tour, and I think that he's probably still referencing that to some degree. He also is talking about, how do you get lit off of hating on me? I think that could be a Kendrick sub. I mean, Kendrick did have a huge year when it came to the numbers. It's one of the most highest streaming songs of his career. But by no means should people be thinking that Kendrick needed Drake to get hot. That I don't like. I don't like that narrative. Kendrick could drop whenever he wants, and he's still going to have the attention of the world and the ears of the entire hip-hop community. So for the fact that, yes, maybe he's more active right now, you could say that. That's a fair statement. But to say that he got lit off of Drake's hate, I don't think that that's true at all. Now, the Metro Future thing, again, both of them also have had an incredible run and had massive albums without Drake hate. But I do agree that that was kind of a springboard for them this year. And the We Don't Trust You was definitely aimed towards Drake, and a lot of people got some shine off of Drake. Now, he could be talking about Ross to some degree. There's a lot of Rick Ross features that Drake did skate on. He could be talking about The Weeknd to a degree, because The Weeknd was featured on Drake's albums. But again, The Weeknd probably helped with, if not the majority, a lot of Take Care. I know people are going to pull up the tweet. Drake said he worked on like 6 songs or something like that. So let's not say the majority, but The Weeknd helped with Take Care, and I think they mutually benefited from each other. And A$AP Rocky was lit before Drake, but Drake definitely helped him out with the Fucking Problems feature alongside Kendrick, which is actually, ironically, the last time that these two ever rapped beside each other, and probably will be the last time they ever do. But he did help A$AP by bringing him on tour. So I do think it's interesting that there's a lot there. There's a lot of people that this could relate to, and you can let me know in the comments who you think he's specifically speaking about there. But if we keep going, these bars are kind of interesting. You know, that try to knock the boy off, but fuck it, I'm staying on, as in, like, he's not giving up. He's not going anywhere. People keep telling him to take a break. I know Elliot keeps saying he wants him to stop, and I've even said that I think he should take some time to reflect, but he's showing with these drops that he's not going anywhere, and he's going to continue to drop music. O keeps sending me slaps to go crazy on. 40 keeps saying it's time to be patient. I think it's interesting that 40, because after watching the 100 gigs, after I sat through it all, one of my main takeaways was that 40 is kind of the genius behind OVO. I think he's the grounding factor. He's one of the only people that's able to be honest with Drake. He's the sounding man. He's the engineer. He's the producer. He stays up late in the studio to make sure everything sounds good. Drake trusts his opinion on the mixes, on the music. 40's the guy. So for him to be saying, let's be patient, it's interesting that he's kind of ignoring 40's advice there. And if you saw in the 100 gigs, you know, him and 40 haven't been as close over the years due to family, due to health, due to, you know, circumstances, the industry and stuff. But you know, 40's probably telling him, like, let's cool down, let's make some real, like, timeless music, let's come back. And Drake said, let's go. You know, I'll get my beats from somebody else if you don't want to produce right now. It's so many people we turning the tables on. Capo got plans, but we'll save that for later on. I don't know if he meant Jim Jones, because I know Jim Jones' nickname is Capo, and I know that they've been cool. But I you know, I don't know what that means, so I'm not gonna try to divulge any information here. I don't have any, but it's just interesting that he's saying we'll save it for later, as in there's something else going on. I don't know if they have a song or if they were trying to diss more, and he's like, let's chill for now. I don't know. Hush keeps on saying they'll know that they played it wrong. That's interesting, because I don't know if that's another Kendrick sub of like that other side, or maybe just to everyone in general, that they played things wrong in this battle, and we'll see over time. Katie, of course, Kevin Durant just texted, what the fuck are we waiting on? Me, I'm expressionless. And him and KD, you know, that's also could be a shot at LeBron, could be a shot at DeMar DeRozan, the fact that they didn't really stay loyal here. I mean, DeMar naturally stayed loyal to Compton, and LeBron was in LA, but LeBron is also good friends with with Drake. So for him to kind of show out at the pop out like that, which wasn't necessary, and for his wife to be wearing PG Lang gear, I think Drake and LeBron's friendship has suffered and has been pierced. And I think this KD text is just like another shot at LeBron, basically being like, I got my guy now. I'm with 35. He says, me, I'm expressionless. People be talking about don't shoot the messenger, 555. You get shot for way less. I thought when he said that 555, I have a 555 tattoo. Okay, was he shooting at me? 555. You get shot for way less in here. I'm just kidding. If I got dissed by Drake, I feel like you'd know I would make a massive deal out of it. And it'd be an honor, honestly. I hope not. I hope to never do anything to piss him off that much. But I do know that Drake probably isn't a huge fan of me right now because of who I sit on a panel next to. Two guys that he doesn't like very much, or at least one of them. And one that's just Team Kendrick because of their friendship. So I'm kind of in the middle there. But Drake, if you do watch these, which I'm not saying he does, but if he does see a clip, I'm still a lifelong fan. And I still do enjoy the music. And Canada is home for me. So I could never downplay his legacy. But back to the lyrics. None of you pussies is blocking my blessings here. So basically, and then he goes on to No Face Hook with Playboy Cardi on the ad-libs. So he continues, the one big takeaway too from me from these songs was that Drake is not sleeping well. He mentions in each of the songs that he's not sleeping well. He mentions the fact that he needs melatonin, the fact that his therapist is prescribing him things, the fact that he's up late at night when he should be asleep. And it's funny because somebody in my comments on Twitter, they said that maybe this is a response to the sleeping pills that were on the Meet the Grams cover art, which I didn't realize were even on there. I knew about the Ozempic, I just didn't realize there was sleeping pills. So maybe this is kind of to show that he actually isn't sleeping. But then there's also the bar on the J. Cole, or on Family Matters, I believe, where he says Cole losing sleep over this, but it's not me. So it's interesting that he says that, and then he shows that he's not sleeping well. So, can we discuss the chopper flight times over the house? Because I won't lie, I'm trying to sleep anytime after 3 p.m. Works great for me. It's funny. It's kind of interesting. Let's look up the Meet the Grams cover art though. Sleeping pills. So we had... Alright, so let's check Reddit really quick. We had... So there was multiple prescriptions here. The sleeping pills are applied to the Cole line on Family Matters, a song he had already heard because he was ready with Meet the Grams. Cole losing sleep over this, it ain't me. So interesting. So he's basically, it could be something where he's like, Drake is showing like, yeah, like, okay, I don't sleep, so I do have sleeping pills. But he is definitely kind of mentioning it a couple times. Anyways, kind of a side note, but I just thought that was interesting. But he does say, my therapist put in a 30-day notice because I keep on talking about beefing and business and money and women. It's no diagnosis. They emptied the clip. Quick, swap that shit out, and I came back reloaded. Now, that one's a little interesting to me when he said they emptied the clip. I don't know if he's talking to Kendrick, but it's definitely... It could be, right? They emptied the clip, meaning Kendrick had said everything he had to say. He released 5 diss tracks. He's done. Meanwhile, I swapped it out. I came back reloaded. That could be one meaning. I personally don't think that that's the case because from what I've heard, Kendrick has, and even what you guys heard on Not Like Us, he has 5 more in stock, and he also said the rabbit hole goes deeper, which I truly believe that he has, more. So I don't think that's what he meant. But it's interesting that he would even bring that up, quick swap that shit out and I came back reloaded. I don't know if he's saying he maybe had to take some time after the Hard Part 6 and he's now reloaded and he's ready to go and he has more to say when it comes to this beef. I don't know. I personally don't think we're going to get a Kendrick reply of any sort, but I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I'm just so happy that dudes who envied and held that shit in got to finally show it. I'm over the moon. Yeah, we'll see you boys soon. To me, this was kind of him saying, everyone's in the open. it's glad that I'm glad that, you know, everybody who didn't like me, all of my ops, all of my people who I don't say ops, all of my enemies, people who maybe stood by me and seemed like they were friendly, and friendships that maybe were rocky, or friendships that, no pun intended, or friendships that were kind of on the edge, are now all the way on that side, whether it be Ross or Metro or Future or even Yachty at this point. I think he's kind of saying, I'm glad everything's in the open. And then Over the Moon is a funny line, because I think that's a direct reply to Kanye saying he was ecstatic about the elimination of Drake, the way he used like such excited language. I think Drake was definitely replying to that. But he said, I'm studio trapping, I'm locked in the room. So he's basically saying, I'm spreading my wings, I hop out cocoon. So basically he's saying he's ready to fly again. He's ready to, you know, grow from the ground, from a caterpillar to a butterfly, and he's ready to drop more music. So I think anyone who's saying go away, they're going to be not happy, because the fans will be happy you're getting more Drake music. But what do you guys think? You think he should continue dropping? Are you excited about these drops? I know Wayno said it was uneventful now that he's dropping. Elliot has been more than critical about his drops as, you know, unnecessary right now, and do something to make a real hit and really go after that moment if you're trying to do it, but don't necessarily do all these teasers and testers and see what people like. But I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. I also was talking with my girl saying we were trying to figure out how long butterflies live and how long it takes a caterpillar to become a butterfly. So if you have that random piece of information, drop that in the comments. But let's go back to some of the other songs. So we have, let's see, 100 gigs too. Okay, what else do we have? Circadian Rhythm. Let's go to Circadian Rhythm. It was called The Language 2 initially. This one's a little bit more interesting than may appear on the surface, and I kind of wanted to get into this in this video. So Circadian Rhythm, if you guys remember, let's take a look at 616 in LA. So 616 in LA, of course, it had the Meet the Grahams cover art kind of preemptively and basically letting Drake know he had more on him. The line here where he says, timid souls stare in the mirror asking where I was from often. I know this type of power is going to cost, but I live in circadian rhythms of a shooting star. The mannerisms of Raphael, I can heal or give you art, but the industry's cooked as I pick the carcass apart. So I think that these lyrics are kind of what Drake's referencing. Again, circadian rhythms of it has to do with sleep patterns and going to sleep properly and the way that the human body naturally works. And I know Kendrick's saying like a shooting star's circadian rhythm and the way that it moves. But the fact that Drake titled the song that and then is talking about not being able to sleep well on all of these songs, it's interesting to me. It's very interesting to me. I also had recently looked up, archangels and have been studying angels in the Bible, and randomly, or maybe not so coincidentally if everything happens for a reason, but the fact that Kendrick had Raphael mentioned here, and I can heal and give you art, of course he's talking about the artist as well, but Kendrick is basically saying I'm protected. I'm angelic, my soul is protected, I have angels guarding me or watching me. He's mentioned it in a few different songs, and I sleep well at night. Kendrick's whole point here is I can go to sleep well at night. I put my son to sleep well, I put my kids to sleep well, everyone's sleeping peacefully, and Drake is saying I'm not sleeping peacefully. So to me that could be some sort of sign where he's saying I'm not done, I'm not ready. You might be sleeping peacefully right now, but wake up because let's go again. And I do think that there's some truth to that sentiment, and I don't know that we'll get that. I don't know that Kendrick's going to reply or throw subs. He might. He's pettier than I thought after I saw the pop-up. But I don't know. I don't know what's really happening there. But the other thing is the language. So back to the language part 2. The language part 1 was a Kendrick diss. It was right after Control happened, and Drake replied with the Elliott Wilson Crown interview, and then Kendrick replied on the BET Cypher. I believe that that's the order of things. You can check me in the comments. But on Nothing Was the Same, when Kendrick said nothing been the same since they dropped Control and tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. High five. But if you look here, I don't know why they've been lying, but your shit is not that inspiring. That was a Drake diss. You know, he's saying like everyone's calling Kendrick the savior, but it's not as good as they think. It's not as good as they think. And then he talks about how much money he has. You know, fuck, I'm platinum. I look at Marison, it's already platinum. I'm more successful than you. I've been successful. I've been more successful. He's kind of little broing Kendrick again. You know, I'm the kid with the motormouth. I'm the one you should worry about. Don't know who you're referring to. Who is this dude you heard about? Someone just talking that bullshit. Someone gave you the runaround. As in, like, everything that these people are telling you about your career and where you're at and your place in it, it's not what you think. It's not what they think. I'm still the guy. He's basically saying he's coming for the number one spot. So this whole song was kind of a Kendrick diss. So the fact that he named it The Language initially and changed it after, it's kind of like what he did with that Drum Cha-Cha remix for Hotline Bling. That's what it was initially called, and then he just changed it to Hotline Bling. I don't know if he got backlash on The Language too, or he just wanted to keep it more vague. But I mean, to change it from The Language 2 to Circadian Rhythm, he's not being that much more vague. He's clearly referencing Kendrick. So he starts off talking about a girl, which this is my favorite song out of the three. I think it melodically was the best. Lyrically, it was very, it was Drake. It was captionable. It was relatable. It was, a girl sending an 8-minute voice note and him saying, "Come get your stuff on my crib. It's bringing bad luck." I thought it was very funny. Dignity over and not like all this stuff was fun and funny, and I like the song and I like the melody on the hook. But him saying rap game like my sleeping pattern, because how the fuck I'm still up. Basically, he's saying like I shouldn't be up right now. Of course, I should be asleep, but basically I shouldn't be this high up in the rap game. His songs still charted, even though they were leaks and he wasn't pushing them that hard. I do think he deserves some credit there for the fact that he's still, someone that people are gonna run to listen to. But yeah, it's really interesting. This is definitely referencing Kendrick, and I don't know if he's wanting more. To answer Drake's question, is there more? I don't know. I don't know if Kendrick is going to reply to any of this stuff, but this also could be, it seems like Drake's reloading, and he has this whole Iceman era he's been talking about on his Finsta, so we'll see. Writing their names on a list, 7-8 candles are lit. Shout to Machine, he a wick. Problems are there to get fixed. And then it's kind of just about women after that. It's not like too much in here. But when he does say how many funeral dates they planned for me and I dodged it like the truck, yeah. He's saying, shout to Dodge Rams. But he's not going anywhere, is what all of this means to me. Drake is going to continue dropping, and there's nothing that he thinks is off limits in terms of the amount he's going to be dropping. I think he's kind of, I said he's willing his way to the top of the rap game again, or attempting to. A lot of people disagreed with that statement and said he's still on top, and a lot of people said there's times where he's been trying to, but he hasn't necessarily made it there. I think this tweet, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm trying to tweet more there too. But yeah, that's what I said. So I said Drake is trying to will himself back to the top of the rap game right now. What I meant by that is the fact that he's dropping. You're not going to forget about him. He's going to like work ethic his way back to the top, kind of like how Rick Ross did after the 50 Cent beef, where he won the people back with Rick Ross music. It wasn't the antics that won him back, and that's kind of, he's one of the few people to survive 50 Cent. Ja Rule, a lot of people have been referencing Ja Rule in the comments and said that Drake's sounding like Ja Rule after the 50 beef. Do you guys feel that way? Does it sound different to listen to Drake right now? New songs, old songs, does it hit differently, or is it still kind of your guy and hits the same? For me personally, some things I can't listen to the same way I felt about Cole after he dropped out of the beef. Any of the braggadocio rap is hitting differently, but the emotional stuff, the vulnerable Drake, Furthest Thing, and Nothing Was the Same, and Take Care Drake still hits kind of the same for me. But let me know what you guys think. And the last song here, SOD. So I think that this one's interesting because even on the bigger picture, me, Elliot, and Head all said we didn't like the Yachty verse, we didn't need it, but the song was good itself, and it was one of the better songs that he's released in a while. It was catchy, it was fun, but it's funny he took the Yachty verse off, and when he dropped this was August 23rd, 2024, and Lil Yachty birthday is August 23rd, 1997. So Yachty was going through a lot online. He had the whole Caribou situation, the Concrete Boy situation, but I think that Drake added to it by dropping on his birthday, knowing that he has kind of, Yachty's been defending him publicly and going on a press run about it, but he also had said some things where it was like, should you have said that? He kind of complimented Kendrick, and I think Drake was throwing a little subliminal shot. I think they're probably still cool, but I think he was throwing a shot like, don't fuck with me. Like, if you're on my side, stay on my side and don't teeter. Don't play on the fence. But that was really the only thing about that song that I think was like extremely interesting. I think the song is cool. I liked it. There was nothing. I liked the Frank Ocean reference here. I don't think that there was anything on here, in my opinion, that was crazy, lyrical to analyze or break down. But you let me know if I'm missing something on this song. I mean, obviously, I thought this was weird. It's like you're talking about having a gun on you. I don't know. He repeated it 3 times, so that was crazy to me. But they said on Genius, this is similar to Eminem's line in Fat Joe's song "Lean Back" remix. Shake that ass a little more my way, but baby, I don't dance. Not that I can't. There's a pistol in my pants. Come on. I didn't know M was moving like that either, though. So who knows? But anyways, that's kind of my thoughts on breaking down these Drake songs. I think that he's kind of hinting at having the smoke for a lot of people. I think Ross, ASAP, The Weeknd, and Kendrick all took subliminal shots in this pack, this 3-pack, and maybe Yachty. But let me know in the comments if you think I'm right, wrong, if I missed something, and let me know if you like these videos, if you want to talk more about anything specifically. I had a couple more topics I wanted to touch. I did want to touch on Ian and Tyler, the Creator's comments, and Post Malone, how that all kind of ties together, being white and hip-hop, and I think that it was an interesting, broader conversation. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you like these videos, how you want me to structure them, if you want me to speak about anything else, and if I should do more of them, or if you like them weekly or bi-weekly or once a month, and make it more of a longer podcast form. Let me know what you think. But I appreciate you guys. You can check out our latest episode of the Bigger Picture podcast on Hip Hop DX and subscribe. We have almost 12,000, so I appreciate all of you guys and everyone who's been here for a long time. Like the video, it does really help, and leave a comment if you mess with it, and send us someone you think would like it. So appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. If nobody else has told you yet today, I appreciate you, and peace.